Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary fucking pals.
We'll do it live.
And welcome to another installment of the 5 o'clock reboot. Well, we're going to be starting your year off right now.
Yeah. I mean, we're a little late to it, but that's generally how it goes when you drink as much as we do.
Yes. Sometimes it just takes over. You drink so much, you black out. You wake up in the next state over, and then you're having a thumb a ride all the way back home.
Yeah, I've got a sunburnt thumb. You know how hard that is to do in January?
Pretty difficult.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we've missed a couple of weeks now.
Could you imagine a sunburnt thumb? Yes, we have. It's sinners. Sorry,
imagine a sunburn? Yes, we have.
I'm over here thinking about like how bad a sunburn, like a bad like red sunburn in the crease of your thumb. Do you know how often we use these things, man?
Too often.
What the
Never mind.
I've been watching way too much sports like lately, man. Like my first thought was, and a thumb straight up the ass.
And I thought right up left field. So,
there's a flag on the play.
There's a flag on the play.
Thumb up the ass. 15-yard penalty. Third down.
Third down.
So,
the reason why we have been missing is a lot of different reasons. Alex was dealing with Hell Week, and then the day of New Year's, I'm at work, I'm vibing, living, and out of nowhere, I just get this feeling of like, you don't feel good. And I'm like, I don't feel good. And then I go home. Turns out I had the flu. I haven't had the flu in quite literally decades.
And it is brutal this year.
It was bad.
I mean, it's with how hard that shit's fighting. I mean, it stood a good chance for the Heisman this year. The flu did.
Yeah, it damn near killed me. I lost 10 pounds in 2 days. I weighed 202 pounds beforehand. I weighed 192 after I started feeling better. I was like, dear fucking God, I am dying.
Damn, I didn't weigh myself when I got sick. I should have. I really should have. Which my issue is, I was getting rid of things when I hadn't put anything in me. You know what I mean? Like, I was getting rid of myself. Like,
I was shitting myself.
Like, it takes a lot for me to, like, tell my workplace that I gotta go home. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a lot. And you know how it is.
Yeah.
But, like, after my 4th trip to the bathroom in the hour and a half that I had been there, I, and not just that, but, like, everything else, you know, was just not there. Like, I was laying down in a chair after I got everything started and everybody was going. And I contacted my immediate boss, who comes in the evenings, and I was like, hey, so
I'm in a bad way.
I was like, is it okay with you? Like, I don't do this. I said, but when you get here, like, can I just dip? Like, because I think I need to go to the doc. She was like, you know what? I think I'm going to send in a replacement. You leave now. And I was like, oh my God.
All right.
If I wasn't a sicky little boy, I would kiss you straight on the mouth, but I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it was, I started to panic because on my way to work, I lost my sense of smell. Yeah. But it was because I kept blowing my nose so much that my smellers stopped working. Because I could still taste. So I was like, okay, we're still in the green.
Yeah.
And then I got into work and I was like, I feel like shit. And so I was like, I should probably go home.
Wasn't really feeling like you wanted to get lit.
No. I was feeling like shit, not ready to get lit. But that was a fucking trial and tribulation. But
felt bit, no clit, not even thinking about getting lit.
Exactly.
Felt
now,
like
I will tell you, all of you, I have been waiting for this fucking day. I have been waiting weeks, agonizing over this.
Actually, I would say it's been over a month.
Over a month, agonizing over this. Oh shit, I have one other thing. Hold on.
And Derek is using his first time out of the episode. You were listening to this live, if you're on TikTok. The 5 o'clock reboot brought to you by nobody, because we're not sponsored. And that's perfectly fine with me, because they would tell us to stop saying funny words. And I'm not about that. I like the funny words. Laboygan. Good funny word. Filling this time is not that easy to do, Tom. Especially when you're out of practice. And looks like the game's gonna resume. And he's brought in... Oh, we have an extra player on the field.
We have an extra player on the field with a thumb in his ass.
So with a thumb in his ass.
So I have been waiting literally weeks, almost 2 months for this moment. Probably 2 months. That's how long it took us to record. Holy shit. Because I bought this whenever it was Alex's first pick. And I was just staring at this bottle on my bookshelf.
Yeah, you got this like right after we did the anniversary episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so what I have here is something very special.
Oh, yes.
This right here is Assassin's Creed Valhalla Edition Vodka. 80 proof. This guy right here, first off, a beautiful bottle.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous. But this thing was so special that it came with its very own certificate of authenticity.
Yeah, so you know you got you have the DNA of do they still follow Desmond Miles' DNA?
They do not.
Whose DNA are they following right now?
Random people.
The certified DNA of some assassin.
Because this right here was signed by the master distiller and the creative director. So it's Paul Francis, the creative director of Anthem Studios, and Justin Holman, who is the master distiller of Tennessee Legend, who made this vodka. Now, this is the second installment for their specific drinks, because we did the whiskey,
which was fire, an absolute win.
Absolute win. Those were limited run.
Yeah, that's true. So was this.
This, only 2,000 were made.
And you have
two
of them. You have 1,000.
I have officially 1,000th of the official inventory of what they have. They both came with a certificate of authenticity. One of them is sitting on my bookshelf, and it will remain there until the end of days. This,
or until you need about a lot of money here in 20 years.
Yeah. But this guy right here was probably the coolest purchase that I've ever made. It was like $120, and I find it to be completely worth every fucking penny.
Yeah, I genuinely wish that I had got out, but I think that was at a rough time.
Yes. That was
that
was around your Hell Week.
That's true. That was. Oh my God. I've already drank a lot of the past couple months out of my memory because I know they're going to ask me to do it again next year. You see? And whenever they ask me that, I want to be fresh and be like, oh, yeah, no problem. Hell yeah. I mean, I've done it before. I'll do it again.
I'll do it again. But
if they were to ask me to do it right now, I would probably say no. But here in a few months, maybe.
It's a lot like pregnancy. You're like, absolutely not immediately after having a baby, but then after a while, you're just like,
straight up, I kind of think that's how it is, man. Because, like, I take pride in what we've done for the past few months.
oh, for sure. So I am very excited. This has been sitting in the freezer for a very hot minute now.
Yes. As you could, I don't know if y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all saw the bottle beforehand, but it had about an inch of frost.
Yeah, I had to get the hammer and chisel out. But, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the opening of the bottle.
Get them good peelies, buddy. Make it good.
Crispy.
You made it good.
And now, the opening of the bottle.
Is that a cork?
She's about to be rough.
Oh no, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
Give her a whiff.
I can't do vodka, man. I can't. Don't tell me.
Give her a whiff.
Oh, my sinuses. I can breathe again out of my nose. Holy shit, how did you do that?
The magic of Assassin's Creed Valhalla Edition vodka.
I feel like a hidden blade just flew up my nose.
I could not be more excited right now.
I could not be more anxious because the last time I smelled a vodka,
not a good time.
I started slinging language.
Birds are fake.
Yeah. Last time I smelled vodka like this, I wore a tinfoil hat. You smell that cork.
So I am very excited.
I know where I've smelled this before. You know at Walgreens, it's near the cosmetics. Nail polish remover.
Oh yeah,
you ever? Is that what this is? Vodka, Valhalla Edition nail polish remover.
Ah.
Yeah. God, fuck. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
If this sucks, I'm gonna be so sad.
Oh, for $120, it better be fucking worth it. First one's free.
First one's free.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how to feel about that right now. It's very warm. Feeling very warm right now.
I didn't feel that going down.
I didn't either.
I didn't feel that going down at all.
I am pleased as beans. I have been anxious about this being a horrible, horrible vodka.
Now, not what here's my issue.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, like, the only vodka that I've ever tasted, because, like, I've tasted vodka, like, so I've tasted some pretty decent vodkas, right? Like, I've tasted some and I'm like, oh, wow. Like, that felt like air going down my throat. You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't taste and, like, you know what I mean? It would get you drunk, but, like, it didn't taste nasty. But, like, it also didn't have a taste. This has a very significant flavor
Yes.
Like, the flavor is very defined, but I don't think it's bad.
That's what I'm feeling like.
That's the thing, because like my immediate reaction was get out. But then like as soon as I was like, no, it's staying, then I was like, accept the flavor for what it is, and it's good.
And it was like, we always talk about how it's like a crawl. It's still crawling.
Yours is crawling?
It's still crawling. It's not a burn, but it's like a warmth. It literally just made its way past my liver.
Straight up, I'm not feeling shit.
I fucks with this.
Like, that didn't hurt me at all going down. It just felt weird in my mouth.
I'm so happy right now. I am very happy right now.
I'm happy too. I'm kind of thinking I want to try second one's free because I don't know. I see, the thing is, I want to be like, fuck yeah, let's go. But I'm just so in shock after first one that I kind of think I need a second one to
truly know.
To truly know and let me know.
I'm pleased. I'm happy. So I'll let you have a second one's free, and I'll go ahead and start getting my drink ready.
That'll lose. Yep.
Give her a gander. Look how clear that is. That's
water.
That is beautiful.
I wish you could see what I could see right now.
You see what I see.
I see your whole face in the other way.
I see your face the other whole way.
Yeah. Regerts, everybody. Regerts.
Regurgats. Yeah. Let's hear the story.
Once again, I couldn't feel it go down.
Yeah.
At all.
It's scary. It's weird.
Like, it's not even crawling, bro. It just jumped.
Oop. That was the most expensive mistake I've ever made in my life.
And you can still lick it.
Get the ShamWow.
Making a double, or?
I'm making a double. Why not? We're back, baby.
So you're going to have to catch up with me, man. I'm 2 shots in, man.
2 shots on a strawberry.
That's a lot of vodka now that I look at it.
I don't give a fuck. We also have a little fun thing here. I'll likely be pouring the rest of that into this, but this is a flavor infuser. Isn't that? It's basically going to turn into a blue raspberry. But the problem is, it's going to take like 4 hours to be ready. So the question is, do we make drinks now, set up second drink, and then put the rest into this, and then hopefully by the end of it we can try this?
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah. I'm not making a double. I'm gonna make a single.
Yeah.
Should I make it a double?
So make it a single. Toss that in there, and then put another shot in the cup, and then just hang that there, and then I'll do the same, and then I'll put the rest in the bottle. Because I am just pleased as beans.
I hope you're ready and understand that like half of your bottle's gone.
Yeah, a fair amount of it's gone. Should be fine. Should be okay. We'll see what happens. I'm interested in this, and I feel like this is kind of disrespectful.
Do you have a...
I am a master pourer.
Someone's gonna bitch you out for this.
I'm stomping someone's dream right now. Some poor soul who couldn't get their hands on it.
We've emerged from the battlegrounds double fisting.
Hey, perfect.
Hey, that worked out. That did work out perfect. That wouldn't have held a full bottle.
That's fun.
What is that in there?
I think it's just candy crystals. But this is just an infuser, so it's just gonna make it taste like blue raspberry. Now,
Sour blue.
Sour blue.
Raz blue sourberry.
Raz blue sourberry.
How do you feel right now? Knowing that bottle, like, you've been waiting over a month. Now this bottle stands empty. That bottle there stands empty. That is now a collector's bottle, empty.
I could not be more happy knowing that it came out as good as it did.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
There's not a single ounce of me that regrets getting that bottle now.
And we will let that sit for the couple hours that we record, because I feel like this one's going to be a full 2 hour.
Oh, for sure. If not longer, because there's so much that we have to talk about.
We do have a lot to discuss. I think we had a lot to discuss last time we recorded.
Yeah, because we ended up taking another break.
I don't remember what I was going to talk about. I had a talking point last time, but I can't remember what it was.
Fruit punch.
We will be mixing these, by the way, with fruit punch drink by Prairie Farms. Not sponsored.
Unless
they decide.
Oh, please decide.
Hit me up, Prairie Farms.
You can
prayer my e-farms.
You gonna complete.
Sign our contract, Prairie Farms. We've got it drawn up. We don't have a contract drawn up. That's a sneaky tactic.
It's a sneaky little tactic.
You see,
Funny
because then they think that we're Prairie Farms.
Put pressure on them.
Prairie Farms can't hear this right now, right? Hey.
Anyway.
Yeah. Bitter.
Yeah. Very excited. Beautiful.
If this fruit punch drink sucks ass, I'm gonna be so mad. Because I got some OJ. And you see the OJ invite to join live.
Negative. Just ignore that.
Okay. I got some OJ, but then when I got here, I realized that it leaked, and it wasn't sealed. I was pissed. That was a half gallon of OJ. That was gone. I don't know I don't know how long that had not been sitting sealed. And when I looked it up, I was like, okay, what is the worst thing that could happen? You know what I mean? Because I didn't know like what kind of things could grow. I was like, it's OJ, so like it's very acidic.
Just OJ.
Like it's acidic, right? It would kill bacteria. But then I was like, what if someone put their dick in it? You know, some stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? Could you imagine going?
What if someone put their dick in it?
You mind going to the doctor and then being like, hey, you have AIDS, and being like, oh shit, but I won't, like, it's only been me and one other person. You know what I mean? Like me and one person. They're like, well, I guess they're cheating. It's like, but they're not though.
But they're not though.
Did you drink any OJ from the gas station?
Fuck. Hey, yeah.
Yeah, by this one company. Yeah, they actually just had a guy arrested for defiling cartons. And
he put his dick in a strawberry.
Put his dick in an OJ. I mean, that's probably happening. Never mind. We're not going to go to that court case. That's too easy for
strawberry.
Humor. It's too easy for humor, and we go for the hard jokes here.
We go for the hard jokes. Harder than my algebra homework.
harder than my pet rock.
Anyway, so Alex, let's talk about what happened with you. You had a whole smorgasbord of shit.
I did. I've gone through a couple little life changes. I have accepted another into my home.
You are now a father.
Well, not in a traditional sense.
Well, I mean, it's 2023, you know. It doesn't have to be traditional to be a father nowadays.
I mean, like, I didn't fertilize the egg that this came from.
Well, I mean, no, but I mean, that's in today's standards, that's very normal to pick up something that was not created by you.
I mean, yeah, adoption is, I mean, I did adopt.
Exactly.
Cat.
A cat.
I've been living with this little baby, little baby girl for three weeks, and I love her. And she runs my life now. I picked up my guitar today for a little while, and on my way, like, and then I left. Like, I put it up and I left, and on my way back, I realized that I had left my pick sitting somewhere in my house that was not my guitar, and I was shitting my pants the entire drive home, thinking that she, like, might have eaten it, and I was like, oh my god, and I, like, raced home. I beat my fiance home, and I'm a slow driver, and I get in the house, and I see my little baby girl, and I'm like, ugh. And the whole time I'm thinking, she has not tried to eat anything else in the house other than food and treats. Like, she is very good about it.
She got a big brain.
She got a big brain. She's smart. She knows how to control me. See, I do this neat little thing. I pick her up every time I get home. And she, like, when I get home from work, when I get home from literally anywhere, if I go outside for anything and I come in, I pick her up. Now, it's not like every single time, you know, because sometimes I'm in and out, but like at least once or twice a day, she gets picked up and carried around like a little baby. Not like this, but like I'll pick her up and I'll like lay her up here and she'll throw her little paws over my shoulder, and I'll like take my other hand and I cup her tail down and like I'll hold her like that. Oh, and she just rides around.
She just goes for a little ride.
Sometimes, here's how spoiled she is. Sometimes she will like start to like walk up and like I'll kind of help her up, and she just wants to lay on my shoulders, like lay back here. And like I'll walk over somewhere else where she can get down. No, she's not wanting down. She just wants to be up there. She's like a little parrot, like on a pirate. I love this cat. Her name is Smudge.
Smudge.
Because she's got this like bright orange, like kind of like spot on her back. And my friend Justin told me about her like a few weeks ago, and I was at work, and Madison had talked about how she was like allergic to cats a little bit, but like we'd been around cats and she'd not got the sniffles. You know what I mean? Like she'd been loving on cats and not been feeling nothing, you know. So I was like, maybe. So I talked to her and I was like, hey, so there's this cat that's hanging around their house, and they say that she is lovely, and they can't take her in because their cat, you know, wasn't going to be compatible. And they want to know if we can take her in. And she was like, I don't know either. I can't take her unless you say yes. And she was like, I don't know. And I said, now, are you saying I don't know because you don't want her in the house? Or are you saying I don't know because you kind of want her, but like you're just nervous? And she said, I'm just nervous. And I said, then we're doing it.
We're doing it.
And oh my God. As soon as they got her in this little pet carrier, as soon as they let her out of the carrier, she didn't go and hide nowhere. No. She walked up to us, smelled, like I held my hand out so she could smell me, immediately started rubbing the cheeks. Like just.
That is precious.
She was like, yes.
That is everything.
Absolutely. And she sings the song of her people real late at night. And it's crazy. And she doesn't meow much during the day. Like she doesn't like meow. She like squeaks. Like meow. And she'll look at you and go meow.
I have been agonizing to meet this fucking cat. I've just been so fucking busy doing everything and just dealing with everything. I've acquired a pet, just not in the same traditional sense. Anyway, moving on. What else did you have going on there, Alex?
I started watching sports a little bit.
Yeah.
We were getting into the bowl games in college football, and I used to watch the games with my mom and and stuff whenever I was younger. But as soon as I turned, I got really into video games and didn't get that big and kind of got away from sports because my mom quit watching them. And then I got a job, so then I was working anytime any game was playing, because my first job was at a restaurant, and if there was a game, I had to be at work because there's going to be people and shit needed cleaning. So I got out of it, and I was like, you know what? The Vols have had a hell of a year so far. I watched them beat Alabama.
Yeah.
First time in 16 fucking years.
Yeah.
Also, first time a team has put that high of a score. I think it was 52 points. Maybe? I can't remember the exact score. Don't hurt me. But I think it was like 52 points. First time that a team put 52 points on a team that Nick Saban was coaching since he was with Michigan. That's a long fucking time.
I was going to say.
That's the 90s.
Jesus. Whew.
And the Vols put that much heat on the Alabama this year. So I watched their bowl game. It was UT and Clemson. So you had two different shades of orange clashing at the Orange Bowl. Believe it or not. And I had downloaded DraftKings, right? Joseph, that's he's been on the show. He bets on some games, like he'll throw like a couple bucks, stuff like that. And he was telling me about it, and I downloaded it so like he could get like a free bet, like a promo thing. And I was talking to my fiance. I was like, you know what? I've got $10 to blow. So I threw $10 on the UT Clemson game, and Vegas was not with the Vols, and I bet on the Vols, because I was just like, you know what, let's go Team Spirit. And I was like, I was fully prepared to lose this $10, and that $10 turned into $20. And then I turned that $20. Wait, no, I didn't bet on the UT game first. I bet on the Wake Forest game because she went to Wake Forest. It was Wake Forest and let me pull it up. It was Wake Forest, and the first game that I bet on was, as soon as this loads, I'll tell you, because I can't remember who played. It's been so long.
I've been getting into sports in a different way.
How have you? Wake Forest and Mizzou, that's what it was. That turned into $18. And then I bet on Tennessee, and Vegas wasn't planning on Tennessee coming back and stomping Clemson the way they did.
Yeah.
So that 18 turned into 45. And then I fucked around with some free bets that didn't hit. And I bet on Georgia today to win the championship, which I got into the game. I got into the bet a little late. And I found out that with betting, you can do, like with this anyway, like there's the spread, which is like this team will beat this other team by X amount, right? Like X amount of points, stuff like that. And I was like, oh shit. By the time I started to bet, which in the beginning they were saying that the Bulldogs would win by 2 touchdowns and like a field goal or something like that. By the time that I was actually able to get my money in, they were like, Georgia has to win. Like for this to hit, Georgia has to win by 3 touchdowns and a field goal. Wait, no, 3 touchdowns, essentially 4 touchdowns, right? That's a pretty big gap.
Yeah.
And TCU, like in their game against Michigan, actually like didn't do bad. You know what I mean? But I got in and I was like, okay, I gotta get money on this now. And Georgia beat the literal dog piss out of TCU today. TCU got 1 touchdown, I think, in the second quarter. Yeah, it was in the second quarter, I think. Either way, they got 1 touchdown. The score was 65-7.
Jeez, bro.
Georgia beat the fuck out of them. I'm sorry, I don't mean to talk about it so much. It's just, I was watching the game and I was like, okay, Georgia just scored. Now they're going to kick back off to TCU. TCU would like run the ball a little bit and then they'd go for a pass. They threw more interceptions. TCU threw more interceptions in their past 2 games than they had all season.
Jeez.
The majority of which were today. They turned the ball over to Georgia 3 times this championship game.
God.
I was like, oh my God, I'm glad I've got money on Georgia.
So I've been watching hockey.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, I want to watch hockey. I just don't know enough about it.
Now, I've never watched like an official game. I mainly watched like compilations of like horrible injuries that happen. Like dudes getting fucked up.
Well, on those skates, I'd say like all kinds of cuts and bruises.
Yeah.
And they fight on the ice.
Oh, yeah. And the refs won't do anything about it until they realize that they can actually have like an opportunity to get in and break them up.
Tasted this?
Yeah.
Dude, this is not bad.
Stellar.
Like, dude, Prairie Farms, sign the contract.
Shine it.
Anyway.
But, because those skates, those are sharp. I watched one instance where a fella was like, he went to stick check him and he rammed it into his back and he hit him so hard that he flew him forward and he did like a front flip and his skate came up and caught the dude in the cheek and gashed it open. Like he was dripping blood all over the ice and he had to like run out. One guy ended up having his throat slit from it.
Did he die? Or?
No, he was in critical condition.
Ooh.
But because whenever they play hockey, they have to have like a doctor on standby.
Yeah,
because it gets that bad. But like you could see it, the initial impact, and then just a spurt of blood, just smacking against the ice, and he drops obviously, and he's holding his throat, and I mean I'd be freaking the fuck out. I wouldn't even know what to do. But the guy just casually gets up and like obviously hastily makes his way off the ice.
Yeah, what is it with these guys getting their fucking throats gashed and just knowing what to do?
Yeah, they're just like, oh shit.
Like you got this guy, you got what's his face, put a thumb in it.
Yeah, Kentucky Ballistics. And then you have people who play soccer where you shoulder check them and all of a sudden their ankle's broken.
Oh my God, watching soccer, like injury, quote unquote, highlights. Now, people do get injured playing soccer.
Oh yeah,
like it does happen, just not nearly as often as the game gets stopped.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
Literally, like you shoulder check him, he's like,
like I saw this one guy. He was like jogging along this other guy, and like he taps his shoulder, and like the guy takes like a full beat, and then goes, oh, and
just dies.
Yeah. Oh my God. Speaking of dying and like being in critical condition, did you hear about that football player just a week or so ago who took a hit to the chest and went into cardiac arrest on the field?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like he and
oh my God.
He's alive. He survived, but went into cardiac arrest. This was an NFL game. Yeah, dude, nearly fucking died.
Dude, it's so crazy, some of these sports, because there were some dudes who in hockey, like it's not a light contact sport.
No,
like these dudes are going 30 miles an hour, and a guy who's completely stationary will come in and just fucking obliterate them. And there's one where like they'll get knocked off their feet and they just do a little cartwheel and just land on the ice, and they're like, oh, he's a little slow to getting up, but he looks okay though. And the guy's like, because I mean, just the sport alone, I have more respect for that sport and the guys who play it than I do for almost any other sport.
100%, bro.
Because like airsoft and paintball also have their moments, but in the specific instance of hockey, like some dudes get knocked into the glass and like will break the glass and they'll be out cold. completely unconscious. And they're dazed and confused. The other guys are fucking up the guy that rammed him into the glass because sportsmanship. There's a lot of fights that break out in hockey. But then you have airsoft, where I've seen like 3 instances where a guy like gashed open his leg from missing a step. Like a step was missing, and he missed that step and went and just sliced his leg open on this rusted set of stairs, and he's like still operating, doesn't quite process what's going on, and then he notices, owie, my leg hurts, and he looks down and it is pouring blood. So what does he do? Wraps it in electric tape, finishes the game, and then he's like, yeah, my leg cut open.
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
You know, actually, a year or so ago, I don't do like paintball and airsoft like that often. You know, like anytime I have a paintball story, it's probably from a while back. But I was actually in this. It was in this match. It was whoever could take control of this position, and it was like this little structure, like a building.
Hard point.
Yeah, it was a hard point. And you had to take control of it, and whoever had the most people in this, like in it at the end of it would win, right? Oh my God, bro! You want to talk about like
it's stressful.
When they call they're like 30 seconds. It's like, fuck, like, oh, it was crazy. Like I dove into that place. Like I did shit that I didn't think I would do.
Oh yeah,
you know. And I was thinking about it. And I was like, that was a really rickety old place. Like that could just as easily have happened to like one of us.
Oh yeah. Well, like it was that instance, and then there was another where a dude just straight up falls off a 3-story building.
That could not have happened to me. Would not have happened to me.
Well,
at that place, there was no 3-story.
Well, so he's a sniper, so he's just picking people off, and he takes a step back and he missteps, and you hear silence, slight grunting, and then just impact. Ooh, he didn't injure himself, but he knocked the fucking wind out of himself.
Golly, I'd say so. I got shit, bro. I got thrown by a jiu-jitsu instructor and got the wind knocked out of me.
I hate having that shit happen to me. You literally feel like you're gonna die.
Yeah.
You know, like your body just forgets how to breathe for a moment. You're like, it's.
Dude,
but sports are so fucking crazy because now they're starting to acknowledge other sports. So there's like professional tag.
Yeah, there's also professional cornhole.
Yeah.
Listen, if bowling is a sport, now coming from a guy who bowled in high school, right? Like had a fucking shirt, had to wear the shit,
had the shirt and shoes and everything.
You want to know how? Okay, so you remember being in high school, like when a sports team would do something like of significance, you know, and like it would come over the intercom, and they'd be like, "Well, your principal didn't sound like this, but mine sounded like this."
Mine did.
You sounded like this.
Yeah, he sounded like he ate tubs of butter a day.
Yeah. Like he dismissed, and he said, let's go Pigeon Forge bowling team to the whatever we were going to do, and all 8 of us, you know, in the little gray with the little tiger paw on it. I've still got that fucking shirt, bro. With the little tiger paw, we were like, yes, you know,
did it.
We were like, this is the sport that goes on after football's over.
We did it.
Yeah, it's like, and go Pigeon Forge bowling, go to state. We did not go to state. By the way, it was something else. It was a tournament. It was like, good luck. No, it was good luck Pigeon Forge bowling in the tournament. Then afterwards, we all walked to the community center. Oh man, you know who our coach was? Our fucking guidance counselor.
Oh my God.
That was who our coach was. It was a guidance counselor, was the head coach, and then the assistant coach was one of the baseball coaches. And the great thing is, if we didn't have enough people to be on the bowling team, the baseball coach would grab one of his baseball guys and say, hey, I know that you usually throw the ball, but how do you feel about rolling it? Like shit like that, you know what I mean? And I got my cousin in, like we got my cousin in on the team one year. And I was like, have you ever bowled, man? He was like, I mean, a time or two. Like I bowl a little bit. Dude's an ace.
Oh my God.
Like not even kidding. He'd be like, all right. And he would roll that shit so hard down the lane. I don't think it mattered what pin he hit because they would fly so hard they would knock the rest of them down.
Oh my God.
Like there's a pocket when you're bowling that you need to try to hit, right? It's if you're right-handed, it's between the head pin
and the one right next to it.
And the one right next to it. That's a pocket, right? If you can hit that pocket, if you're straight bowling, like if you're bowling straight or if you're curving it, like getting some reaction on it. Whether you're straight or reaction, you'll get a strike. If not a strike, then you'll leave one or two.
There's only one reason why I know this.
Bowled, didn't you?
Wii Sports.
But no, dead ass. That's where you gotta aim, bro.
Yeah.
Like in practice, what our coach used to do is he used to take a quarter, right? And you know how like a bowling lane has like arrows, and he would put it on a board, and the boards are like that big because bowling's like that big. Bowling's a precision sport, right?
Yeah.
Like tennis. Tennis is a precision sport, even though it's way more active than bowling. It's a precision sport because if it was about any tennis player could knock that shit out of the place.
Yeah, any idiot could fucking swing a racket.
Anyone can swing a racket. It's about where you put the ball.
Yeah.
And where you put yourself.
Yeah.
You know, with bowling, any guy can roll a ball down a lane. It's about whether or not you can throw this fucking 10 to 16 pound weight down this oily lane, rolling or sliding into the correct spot, right? But he would take that quarter and he would put it on a single board, and you would have to hit that quarter. Like he would be like, your ball, if you want to hit right there, needs to hit this quarter, right? He was like, don't focus on hitting the pins. He was like, hit this quarter. And like, once we started hearing pings and seeing that quarter go flying, we started scoring. Like started getting some pretty good stuff. And that's where I learned it's like, okay, so you don't want to aim down there. You want to think about it and you want to plan it out. It's like, okay, I've left a few pins. You want to, like, you can aim for the same spot every time and you just move, right? And as you move, you'll, like, if you think about it, like, you know how in Wii Sports you can, like, move the line?
Yeah.
If you were to move, you can think about that. And if you're trying to hit this, you move this way. So, like, if you move this way, the line would go that way, you know.
I loved the look of, like, the sudden look of disapproval you gave me of, like, the only reason I know about that? Wii Sports. I saw your face go. She's just like, it's not the fucking same. Which I know it's not the same.
Here's why I say that. I can bowl a perfect game in Wii Sports. I can get 150 at best in real life bowling. I sucked. I was one of the worst bowlers that we had, and I bowled 2 of my 4 years in high school. I bowled my freshman year when we had a hell of a team. Like, some of our guys individually went to state. Like, there's this one kid, I ain't even kidding, he looked like a monkey when he went to bowl. He would bowl two-handed, right? Now, and I've bowled, like, I've thrown a ball this way a few times, right? And I was like, is this guy, like, throwing with both of his hands? No. He takes his thumb out and just uses these 2 fingers, and this hand is just to hold the ball. And he would do this little couple hops up, like almost like a gallop up to the line. He'd go, ka-doo, and do his little thing, and that ball would go from one side of the lane all the way to the other, and then curve back into the pocket.
Oh my God.
Strike every time. This dude was bowling like 270s, 280s every game. Every match. Sorry.
Not me, Chief. Not me.
Dude, it was insane. I tried it. No,
not me.
My coach was trying to like get me to like do like reaction. He was like, you can do two-handed. He said, but I can't help you with two-handed. He said, that's crazy. He says, if you want to bowl like this kid, you're on your own. He figured that out himself.
he accomplished the task correctly.
And but he was like, if you want to do it one-handed and you want to get the curve on it, he said, when you go to bowl, when you go to release, come up like you're going to shake someone's hand. B.
How you doing?
How you done?
How you done?
How you
Strike.
done? Strike. I mean, if you do it, but like there's sometimes, and it's crazy, like, because I loved experimenting with that, and I still do, because there's balls that are made for that, right? They're like weighted differently inside.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the balls that are at your average bowling alley, you know, we call them house balls, right? They're not weighted like that. They're weighted standard.
Yeah.
So you would have to crank it to get more reaction out of it. Whereas a reactor ball, you don't have to crank it as hard. If you crank a reactor ball like hardcore, like, you'll send that shit to the other lane, you know. But a house ball, if you crank it, then you'll get like pretty average, maybe a little bit more than average stuff. But if you just went straight soft, like soft curvature, I guess, however you want to say it, then it wouldn't react much, like at all. So it's literally like there's so many factors into it, man.
Well, see, I never really did sports. I played t-ball as a kid, and I played upward basketball as a child. I played flag football for a little bit, but that was about it. The most sports thing that I ever did was airsoft.
See, I wish that I had gotten into airsoft, but man, like I just never got that hard into it. Which the time that my family and my cousins were into it, because like I'm in the kids that are my age are my second cousins, because my first cousins are my brother's age.
Yeah.
Right? So like whenever they were playing airsoft, I was watching them and they were like, yeah, don't get out there. Like they'll hurt you. And I was like, you know, shit like that.
Well, see, I thoroughly enjoyed playing airsoft, and it's a really fun sport to get behind. Only issue is that you will deal with people who think that bullets don't hurt them, and then that kind of like throws the whole game off. So there's an event that I want to go to that's up in Virginia. It's called Valhalla Airsoft.
Okay.
It's ran by a YouTuber named Swamp Sniper. He's one of the coolest dudes that I've ever watched on YouTube with airsoft stuff. And he throws like whole events. So like he had like a Fallout event, zombies, post-apocalypse, just all this other jazz. And I have constantly wanted to go do that. I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
I need the time because it's such a fun sport, because you really get into it. Like if you take the time and understand what your objective is and you get a good team with you, shit gets scary heated.
Dude, I would say so. Like some of the videos that I've seen of airsoft, fuck. Sorry, where I was like looking and you saw me do this little number a minute ago. 80 proof vodka.
Oh my god.
But no. Like it looks pretty fucking legit. Like if I didn't know any better, right? And I didn't see any shots fired, I'd be like, okay, this is like a military operation.
They're raiding right now.
It's like, okay, yeah, they're about to breach and clear this house. You know what I mean? And then they do breach and clear, and then like I just hear someone going fucking hit.
Here, hit.
Yeah, and then one guy being like, I fucking shot you.
Call your fucking shots.
Damn, bro. I saw this one sniper who was hitting this guy, and he wasn't acknowledging that he got hit. I don't play airsoft. I don't know the terminology. Like, what do you call it whenever somebody like gets hit and
they're hit?
They're hit.
Yeah.
What if somebody doesn't call that they've been hit? What do you say?
They're cheating. But
I know that they're cheating, but like, what's the term?
Cheating.
Cheating. Well, I saw this one guy who was fucking cheating, and like, you could see down this guy's scope, and he fires, and it hits this guy in the chest, and he goes, and continues about his business. So the guy pings him again, right? Then the guy goes, you know, still don't see the sniper. So then the sniper pings his fucking goggles.
I think I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, go. Yeah, can you see it a little?
It was one of two dudes. It was either Novrich or it was Kicking Mustang. Was he wearing a ghillie suit?
Probably, because like the people weren't able to see him and they seemed relatively close.
Yeah, he may have been kicking Mustang.
See, the issue is I wasn't paying attention to the tag. I saw it on Instagram or TikTok.
It's probably kicking Mustang. He's hated in the airsoft community.
Really?
Yeah, because his ghillie suits are so fucking good that you could step on him and you would just think that it's just mushy ground because he is gone the second he enters into a bush. He does headshots mainly, which is kind of frowned upon in most.
Well, in most like play things like that, like I hate to say play because like, you know, a lot of
well, it's
serious,
what it is.
But like it's not like you're not killing somebody.
Yeah.
You know, and things like that. That generally headshots are very frowned upon. Like in paintball, I know headshots are hardcore frowned upon
because it's a big fucking projectile.
Yeah. Well, I mean, airsoft, it's a little fucking projectile that's moving faster.
But see, the thing is that most places, as a regulation, you have to wear like eye pro, ear pro, face pro.
Yeah.
If you choose to not wear it, that's your own fucking fault. But at the same time, like the main reason why he does it is because dudes will go in there tacked out, mill gear, and they can't feel it on their gear.
You see, I can understand not feeling it and not calling, because if I don't know that I've been shot, I wouldn't be like, hit, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm trying to play.
I think I've been hit. Hit.
Yeah. And if I'm like, did I just get hit? I would look, and if I saw a fucking bead where there wasn't, then I've been hit. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing about that kind of game in particular is, yes, shit happens, but at the same time, like, if you don't call your hit, you're typically considered to be like a trash person. So they call it cheating. Some people call it God mode, zombie. There's a bunch of different terms that they use for it. Whenever I played airsoft, I dealt with those people. And I walked over to the ref once. I said, hey, question. He said, yeah. I said, there's a guy over there who's cheating. I was like, either you can handle it or I can handle it. He said, well, you can't go over there and hit him. I said, no. But my gun shoots very fast. He said, I'll let you handle it. So
I like that answer.
I loved that answer. And so it was like an indoor arena, and there's a second level from buildings that you like run upstairs. And so I get around while he's killing my buddies and he's not calling any of his shots. And I made a gamble, shot in the dark. I run up this little stairwell, and at the top of the stairwell, I've got peak shot on him because there's no roofs. So I look down at him. I see him get shot a couple times. Doesn't do anything. Flip my gun to full auto. And he just, and he didn't acknowledge it. So I said, right. And he's like, what the fuck? And he looks up and he sees me. He starts throwing a fucking temper tantrum. He's like, you don't fucking full auto me. I was really like, call your hit.
Yeah.
Call your hit.
Like
he had a GoPro on his head. And I was like, should we pull that and show that to the refs? Show them that you've been getting shot this whole time? He said, you know what? Fuck you, we will. He got hit in the GoPro so many fucking times. The ref was just like, you're done. You're done. Get the fuck out.
Fucking leave. Yeah.
They'll ban people for cheating.
As they should.
Yeah.
Because like, if a dude's going to be a prick, we've all dealt with it. Listen, these people, you know who that guy was? You remember playing like imaginary things, you know, when you're little, like fucking, I don't know, like Cops and Robbers or some shit like that, you know what I mean? And you're like, bam, someone who's like, you didn't hit me, like, bam, 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 bam,
putting it against their head, bang, 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 bang. I'm wearing a bulletproof helmet. Like,
you know what? Like, it's never in a mass situation that kids do this shit. You know why? Because every other kid would gang up and beat the fuck out of this kid.
Yeah.
You know
and
what
that's
I mean?
usually how that kind of shit goes in airsoft. Like, they will gang up on him and be like, hey, call your fucking hits or I will beat the fuck out of you. Because it ruins the atmosphere. Like, we all know we're shooting plastic pellets at each other, running around dressed up in mil-spec gear, and just shooting each other. No fucking surprise. But you thinking that these bullets don't affect you just ruins the whole atmosphere. It takes the whole imagination out of the story.
They do not play for honor.
Yeah.
They have no honor.
They have no honor. And no maidens.
Or they play for honor and just hop in on gangs
exclusively, and then theyll run for everything else, and then even if they don't get the last hit, they'll fucking emote on you and shit.
Speaking of For Honor, have you kept up with any of the news?
I have not.
While we're talking about games and sport,
we have been talking about it's being cross-platform.
Yes, and I've actually tested it out and proven that it works. There's a buddy of mine at my workplace who is on another platform who I have made parties with and played with.
So we need to start doing that.
You and I are already friends on Ubisoft. They're coming out with a new hero.
I need a hero.
It's going to be Middle Eastern.
Ooh.
And
maybe for Mirage?
No, Mirage. That's Mirage is coming on.
No, Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Oh, I mean it might be. It and the little title screen is Black Prior. Like you see his silhouette in the shade, and like in this like stellar like these stars, or it's beautiful. Like on the like scene, Black Prior's shadow silhouette is standing on one side, and like on this on these sand dunes, right? And then on the other side is the hero. It's coming out soon. Let me see if I can look up a picture for you.
I haven't played For Honor in quite some time. I haven't played any game for quite some time because I've just been working and having the flu and, you know, dying.
Which I hadn't played in a long time either. I loaded it up the other day to knock off some dust and rust. For Honor Hero. Not leaked 2021.
Still trying to shake up this vodka.
Oh, please do. Please do. So I can't find the full-on title screen, but here is what the new hero is going to look like. Let me see if I can. I won't pull up here.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah. Like, I am so stoked for this. I still need to get the Med-J.
The Med-J.
But I dusted off some of the rust. They're constantly changing and kind of specking certain heroes.
Nerfing and buffing.
Nerfing and buffing the different heroes. And Raider, one of my mains, got nerfed hard.
Oh, no.
Like, overall does less damage.
Yeah.
Overall does less damage, which makes sense. Because like he's a tank, and like the mix-ups are so simple to do and very hard to predict if you change it up, right? Because like he has a dodge light, which is always a top attack, but you can also just plain dodge, you know, and like you can feint your zone, and you can throw your zone in as part of your chain, or like to end your chain, you know, and if you hit any second or third heavy attack gains uninterruptible stance. I mean, really and truly, he is very versatile, and if you can change your playstyle throughout the match, you can always keep your opponent guessing. Because like if you do the same thing over and over, that's the reason why somebody can dominate you for like one or two like skirmishes or one or two fights. But if they don't change their tactics and you like figure out what they're doing, you can read them like a book and you can dominate them every time, right? Like for example, if you have an Orochi who is just constantly side light attack, like side dodge light, which is their little spin, their Zephyr slash. No, Zephyr strike is like back and then down. But anyway, if they're just constantly doing that, then you can parry it. You know what I mean? And if you parry a light attack, that guarantees you, like, you are guaranteed a side heavy.
Heavy.
Like a side heavy attack, which is a lot of damage on the Orochi because he's he's small and light. He's an assassin type.
Yeah.
It's all about the different heroes' fighting styles, and every hero, as soon as one comes out, you're gonna have your people who spend the money. They're gonna be a god at the game for like 2-3 weeks max, and that hero's gonna be OP. Let's just face it, the hero's going to be overpowered because it's a new hero. And
it's a new hero, and they don't know what to do with them.
They're going to want... Well, it's not that they're... Like, listen, this is where you got to be smart about it. The reason why people keep playing the game is because it's like, well, they don't know what they're going to do with the hero. No, they know that they made the hero overpowered because they have all the stats laid out in front of them. All the times, all the frames that these attacks take, the amount of damage that these hits do, like... how the playstyles go. They make, like, the new character is going to be overpowered, especially, like, a little bit, right? Not like insanely, not like one-hit kill, like they did with the Hitakiri, the Executioner, the one that has their featured attack, like feature 4, fourth feature that's literally an execution insta-kill. Mm-hmm. But people learned how to dodge and block that after, like, over time. A lot of the OP things in the beginning blend in with the fact that nobody knows how to counter this hero yet, right? But as time goes on and people start learning, they're going to be like, hey, this guy does a little more damage than he should, or like these attacks are a little quicker than they should be, things like that. And that's when they nerf the new hero. Like the pirate, like after the pirate came out, like people played for a while, and then the next update, pirate got nerfed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the pirate was just dangerous altogether too, because they had a ranged weapon. So like, fuck that.
I mean, a lot of, and their features still are ranged. Their features, like their bullets and shit, like they still can shoot, but. And like some other heroes have range stuff, like the Valkyrie has the spear that they can throw. You can still throw your firebombs and stuff like that. But in the beginning, the pistol shot was doing a lot of damage, because like they would, it was something that you could throw on like any hit or missed, walk the plank, or I think it was like one of the things, if you missed a heavy attack, you could hit X and go into the pistol blast. What the fuck? It's like, if you're a character, like if you're somebody who plays For Honor a lot, right? And at the time I was playing it decently heavy when the pirate came out, and I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. And I got the pirate out the gate, but I didn't know how to use her. Like I wasn't used, like I was very used to like a certain play style, and she's so different. She is so different.
She's a different language.
Very much so. And like she's even like literally even a new like group, right? Like, she started the Outlander. Like she is the flagship, literally the flagship of the Outlander, like group. And so whenever she came out, I was like, fuck. I tried playing with her. I started getting fucked up, and I was like, okay, fuck this. So I started playing somebody else, right? And there would be like 2 or 3 other pirates on the other team because people spent money, and like I had the credits saved up, you know what I mean? I was like, I've got the 15,000 steel for whenever this character comes out. Played the game, earned that up. And I did not know what to do. Like there were 3 of them, and I was like, okay, all right, heavy attack. All right, I dodged that shit. And then they would pistol blast me, and my whole plan got fucked. Literally my whole plan. But I feel like something similar is going to happen here. And it's not even just the new characters that they come out with. They're constantly changing the characters that are already there. Conqueror, the amount of times Conqueror has been buffed and debuffed alone is insane. Yeah. When they gave him like endless, there for a minute, it was like endless unblockables. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea? You know what I mean? Like,
who woke up and said strawberries?
Like even some of the lights, Like even the lights were able to be unblockable. And I was like, okay. Which I'm a firm believer that an unblockable light attack, dirtiest thing you can do because it's so fast. You ain't got time. You literally you barely have time to dodge it.
Right.
God. I love For Honor, bro. That is one of my, I don't know why I do know why I like it so much. Okay, so how do you feel about hack and slash games, man?
So, hack and slash, for me, I used to play a game called Turok Evolution. Technically, it's not a hack and slash. Technically, it's a strategic first-person shooter. But it is probably the goriest game I have ever played in my life.
Yeah?
Because the basis of the game was you're fighting this onslaught of like dinosaur lizard dudes. But here's the thing. Every weapon that you get can dismantle their body. You can dismember them.
Oh.
So there's one, like your first one is like an axe. And you just pop, 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 pop. Or you can flip it around, charge it, and literally take an arm off. Now, granted, the graphics were not good because this is an old game, but there was this one gun that I remember like it was yesterday. It could shift from being a minigun. Then you push a button, the minigun will close, and then you see this little this single helix of beads. You would shoot it at somebody, and the beads would rattle around inside of them and cause their limbs to explode, and then their head would explode, and then they would die.
Oh my gosh, man.
Hack and slash are fun. Ugh. Waffle House. Ugh. Meh. I've played hack and slash games since I was like super young. So playing games like Friday the 13th, Dead by Daylight, those kind of like survival hack and slash games, or even play games like Manhunt, which was super controversial back in its day.
I think I don't know what hack and slash means.
It's massacred.
Straight up, I think I fucked up the genre. Because whenever I think hack and slash, like I usually think things like Dynasty Warriors, like Shadow Orochi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where like you can mow through a fuck ton of enemies. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, that's hack and slash.
Okay, just making sure. Like those games, I love them, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that I hate hack and slash games. It's just like the place that they have in my heart is a place of nostalgia for me.
Yes.
Right? Because finding different games that have more that like require more of a tactical approach to your combat and advancement, right? Because it's not always just about like the individual one-on-one combat, right? You know, like having to plan out, like I may be able to mow down a fuck ton of enemies, but having to plan out how I'm going to mow these enemies down, in what groups, in what ways, where to go and do all these other things, and like that require a plan, or where like my heart kind of lies now, you know? Wrong pipe?
Dry.
Yeah, we need fruit punch.
It's bad. I've been having an issue with my throat since I got since I had the flu. Not a good time. But I love all kinds of games. I've been playing puzzle games and everything like that since I was a kid. And so like hack and slash, like no fucking problem. Playing hack and slash games where you just, it's a good game because you can just unplug and just start mowing people down. It's a good stress reliever, you know? I loved, Turok was like one of my favorite kind of hack and slash ish games because it did require a bit of tactics sometimes.
Yeah.
But I played with cheats on because I'm a dirty little cheater. I mainly enjoyed playing those games just because you should just unplug and just play the game.
Sorry, I'm trying to find this one game that I used to play a lot.
Show me the tit on a strawberry.
Is because, like, there's this game I used to play whenever I was younger that I loved, like, a lot. And the reason I thought it was so cool was because there were these characters, right? And, like, I think it was set... I mean, it was set in, like, feudal Japan and shit like that. But there would be these battles, and apparently, like, some of the battles that, like, you had to fight were, like, legit battles that happened. You know, obviously it didn't happen as it happened in the game, because you would kill...
You're running into a wall for 15 minutes.
Yeah, and you would, you know, one guy would literally kill a fuck ton of others, you know. But there was this one, like, the officers, right? I saw them do this really cool thing with the foot soldiers, like while they would fight. They would do this, like, upward strike and knock them up into the air and then jump up and continue to hit them. And I thought that that was the coolest shit I had ever seen in my life. And I played this game for a while, and I finally figured out this game mode where, wait, no, it wasn't a game mode. It was a certain, like, character you could select where you, like, disguise yourself as someone else, and you, like, as a lower soldier. And once you had built up your meter enough, you could disguise yourself as an officer, and you had their moveset. So, like, I would totally nerf myself because, like, I had all these awesome abilities that I could totally do, and I would nerf myself just so I could do that little lick where I knock him up and just wail on him. One-on-one, or one by one. I learned what the word prone meant because of this game. Because, like, there was this one character I was like, I wonder what their little trick is, right? What is it that they do? And it was this really big, like, kind of like big round guy. And it was like, press whatever button to go prone. And I was like, oh, dude, going prone. That sounds so cool. You know, like when you're a kid, it's like, that sounds like something awesome. It's like, it's like, you know, you could hear Bravo 6 going prone.
Going prone.
And then wrecking shit. You know, going prone, explosions.
And then he just laid down.
Yeah, no, I pressed the button and the guy went, ugh. And I went, what the fuck? I was like, this ain't prone. I was like, there's no way this is prone. So, like, I kept pressing the button. I was like, man, I can't go prone right. And I called my brother and I was like, hey, brother. And he goes, yeah. And, like, he comes in. I was like, hey, man. I was like, this says I'm going prone. I was like 7 years old. And I was like, this says I'm going prone, but, like, this is what he's doing. He was like,
this is not what this isn't.
I was like, there's no way that's prone. He was like, prone means laying down, bud. And I went, this is the worst shit I've ever seen in my life.
I quit.
I was like, I fucking hate the human language. I didn't even know the word fuck at the time. I didn't know that was a word. Fuck, had no clue. Had no fucking idea.
Had no fucking idea what fucking meant.
Fuck's a fun word.
It's a very versatile word.
Yeah.
Man,
it can be fucking good. It can be fucking bad.
We covered so much fucking ground in that little time, too.
We did cover a lot of ground. But anyway, the main reason I was talking about, I brought up hack and slash games was because the reason why it'll always have a place in my heart as nostalgia is because we do have other, like, more tactical games. Like, For Honor even has its moments as a hack and slash in the Minion Lane in Dominion, right? But I feel weird calling it a hack and slash because the minions, like the guys that you're supposed to hack and or slash, can wreck you. They can
fuck you up.
They can very well overpower you and kill you, especially in Breach. Like, have you? Oh my God, you've played Breach with me, right?
You watched me get fucked up.
I did actively watch you get fucked up in Breach. Yes.
I was like running into the middle, and I was like, I'll fuck him up, and then they were all just like, and and I just fucking died. And I was like, oh my God, these dudes who are supposed to be literal blades of grass for me
are eating me alive.
Are eating me.
Dude, it's worse. It's way worse in Breach than it is in Dominion. Because in Breach, they've got the pikemen, right? Mm-hmm. And while there's not as many of them, they have more health. You can't one-shot the foot soldiers in Breach.
Right.
It takes like 3 light attacks or like 2 heavy attacks, which drains your stamina to take out like 2 or 3 of them. Like if you're at the gate with the ram and the foot soldiers come out and you're like, I'm just going to go get in the middle of them, you're going to die.
You will die.
What'll happen is you'll get them down to like 3 left. You'll get gassed at like a quarter health because that's how much damage they've done to you in this time. And then while you're trying to run away, you'll get stabbed twice and keel over. And it is the most embarrassing shit. Because you could take on 3 players at once. You could get ganked and win and then be like, okay, I'm on top of the world. I'm going to go take out these minions. If you die to a minion after that moment, you must cry.
You must leave the country and change your name.
Absolutely. I mean, you must fucking physically remove a singular hair from your leg and blow it and make a wish. And that wish is got to be that you got good, son. Like, you have to wish, fucking, get good, please. You know, that little number. I love just talking out my ass. That is my favorite thing, man.
I am so okay at For Honor, it's not even funny. Now, you did.
I am so okay, it's not even funny.
It's not even funny. Now, you did watch me one time where I started absolutely fucking shit up.
Yeah.
There was one time, like, I got, like, my first kill, and I was like, holy shit. Oh, fuck. And then, like, another guy came up, and this guy was, like, a skilled player. He knew what he was fucking doing. He was, like, he was feinting me and shit, and I was just, like, dodging him, bobbing and weaving, and just started, like, just lighting the fuck out of him, like, beating him with the side of my sword and shit. And then I was like, now's the time. And I just heavied the fuck out of him and then actually got to, like, murk him. I wiped a whole team, and I was like, holy fuck. And then, you know how I died?
You fell, didn't you?
The blades of grass. The blades of grass just, like, surrounded me. They're like, hey, you killed our fucking guy.
They're like, he was our big one. Oh my God, bro. I just wait till you play this game enough to where you, like, are familiar, like, hardcore familiar with this moveset, right? And you're planning out strategies of, like, how to use the weapons at your disposal. And you just wreck somebody because they don't know what to do about you.
Because you're like...
And then get killed by the blades of grass and see...
It's a humbling experience.
It certainly is. Like, dude, there was a character which there's a character I don't play often called the Peacekeeper, right? She's an assassin type. She has a sword and a dagger. And she's really bad about the bleed. She's the one that'll guard block you and then stick you 3 times with her dagger and take like half of your health. I was playing with her. And I come across a gladiator. Now, the assassin types are very dodge heavy generally. Like, they have a lot of dodge attacks. They inflict bleed a lot. And I was fighting this gladiator who was another assassin. So me and this person were basically quick stepping, sidestepping, backstepping, and like getting these little pokes and jabs in. And it was the coolest fight that I had ever been in For Honor ever. I have wrecked dudes. I have been wrecked far more than I have wrecked dudes. I'm going to make that clear right now. I'm not great, but I have wailed on some people in the past. I have been at the top of my game in the past at certain points, depending on who I'm playing against. Some people, if I'm playing against people who aren't experienced, I'm a G. But if I'm playing against people who are good at the game, I'm dog water. But this guy semi knew what he was doing, and I semi knew what I was doing. And it turned out to be the coolest altercation. I barely came out of the fight. Barely came out. And me and this guy, like, he would deck me in the face, and I'd be like, oh, and I'd be dazed. And then he would come in, and I would dodge, and I'd get a poke in, and then he'd poke me. And then, like, I got lucky because I dodged, and I got a deflect, which is where you dodge in the direction of an attack, like, at the time of a parry, right? So if you, like, the time you would need to parry, you dodge in that direction. And for the Peacekeeper, when you deflect, you automatically inflict bleed.
Oh, somehow he came out on top.
Like, he goes to hit to the side, I dodge that way, like, I dodge under his, like, trident, like, blocking it with my sword, and I come in with the dagger and kill him. Oh my gosh, I have that fight saved on my Xbox profile. I watched that the other day at work. Just to feel good.
You're like, man, I'm feeling kind of down.
Actually, I was going to show one of my... What really happened was I was... actually, it was a couple weeks ago. And I was going to show somebody this really sick shot I hit in Rocket League. And I was like, oh, going down memory lane because they went to take a piss while I was pulling the video up. And I said, before I show you that, let me show you the coolest moment that's ever happened in For Honor for me. Oh, man.
That Waffle House was a terrible idea.
The food is a terrible idea. The company that we get while we're there is perfect.
It's perfect.
We let's face it, man. Let's face it. Do we really go to Waffle House for the food?
Partially.
It's partial. I'm not saying we don't.
It's like 23%.
That's really heavy.
Yeah. The 77%. Shannon.
Okay. So the 23%, it's like 10% because of the eggs. 10% because of the eggs. The toast.
And the toast.
No.
10%'s the bacon.
Yeah, well, that's factored into the 10%. The 13% is because we know we're about to get fucking triggity trashed, and we need some food on our stomach.
Yep.
So I'll accept the 23%. But yeah, the other 77%, yeah, 100%. Love that woman.
It is not sitting well with me, and the more I drink, like, my stomach is just full, so it's just not wanting to comply. Still working on this bottle too.
Yeah. It's gonna be crunchy when we open it.
Close.
There's some good smacks you're getting in there.
Yeah. I had some practice recently.
I heard a smack like that in a video I watched on the internet. Oh, that one. Hold on. I'll let you know. That one.
There it is. It's the pad of the hand.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, had some practice recently. You know, no biggie or anything. Just working out the kinks. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to try this. But
I bet you most people's kink's better than mine. Mine's pissing on the floor. What's your kink? Derek has left the building. All right, and Derek's taking...
My kink's pissing the floor. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
I'm just kidding. Man, straight up, I make jokes about that shit. My kink's not actually pissing on the floor. I don't want nobody to get confused.
Do not get it twisted. I don't actually like pissing in the floor.
All two of you and Chris, please don't go tell everybody. Please don't go tell everybody that I pissed on the floor.
Chris is just like, you like pissing in the floor as a kink? What the fuck?
He's gonna text. His head ass. I love you, Chris. He's gonna text me when he gets to this episode. He's gonna text me and say, "Minion, you like pissing in floors?
You like pissing in floors, huh?"
I'm gonna be over there pissing adjacent to my cat and being like, "Fuck, I've been called out."
Cat just looks at you like, you get mad whenever I do it on the floor.
But you're doing it in the floor.
But you're doing it. What, I gotta piss in a box? You get to piss on the floor? The fuck? Squats.
Dude, she tried to pee in my shoe.
What the fuck?
She tried to pee in my shoe. But what happened is she would get in my shoe and then squat. She would pee outside of my shoe. And she peed beside my shoe one time and I didn't see her do it. And I was like, well, I can't just fucking, you know. But then the next time I saw her do it. And I was like I was in the bed with my fiance. And then I heard Smudge come in because we got her this little collar. It's got a little bell on it. Sneaky. And I'm like, oh, Smudge. That's how I talk to her.
That's Smudge.
Madison calls her Smudgy. Smudgy Wudgy.
Smudgy.
Cutest thing ever. But I was like, Smudge. Yeah, because I thought she was going to hop up on the bed. And I heard a little bell. Jingle, jingle, jingle. Smudge. I said, Smudge, what are you doing? And
I bet even she would have been like,
and I looked over because the light was on, like we weren't going to sleep. We were just chilling. And the light was on. And I look over. She is 4 legs in my shoe, squatted, pissing outside of my shoe. And I went, Smudge.
Smudge, no. And he goes, Meh.
Yeah, and she went, yeah. And I, about that pitch too. And I pick her up. And I go, Smudge. And then I have her smell her pee. And I'm like, you just did this. Yeah, you just did this. And then I take her into her litter box and I dig her paws around in the litter. And you know what? She's not pissed in my shoes since. I also stick one shoe inside of the other now. Like up, like, you know how you see in the samurai movies how like when a guy's dead, how like they stick the sword up and the sword just like, that's how my shoes are now. Like I just have a shoe inside the other so she don't get in it. But oh my god, watching her bury her stuff is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. No, because you know how cats like bury shit. Like usually when you see them go, they'll like go and they don't even look at it. They'll just step forward and kick. They'll kick their back paws, you know. No, not Smudge, because I took her front paws and like, because whenever she'd poop in the floor, I would get her poop with a paper towel and
physically picks it up, squishes it between his fingers,
between my fingers, and go.
Smudge. You smudge it on your face. You go, Smudge.
It's just a smudge of poop. It's just a smudge of poop. It's just a smudge of poop.
No.
Anyway, I would put it in the litter box and then I'd pick her up, and she hated that. Because, like, I would give her no warning. There was no, oh, come here, baby. That was just Smudge. And she would watch me pick her shit up and put it in the litter box. And she would look at me and be like, oh, no.
Oh, I know what happens
next. I know
next.
what's about to happen. And then I would pick her up and she'd go, meh. And I'd put her in there and I'd have her smell her poop. And then I would take her front paws and I would dig it in the litter, right? And now she knows, don't shit out there, shit in here. And he won't do that anymore. But I was pooping one day. And I heard her meowing, so I closed my ass, hopped up, opened the door, sat back down, opened my ass again, and she walks in, gets in the litter box, and looks at me. And she goes, and then turns around and shits.
little nod of acknowledgement.
And I was like, good girl, you're doing so good.
Good Smudge.
You're doing so good. And she poops, and then she turns around and is like, that's mine. And then she turns back around, finds the corner of the litter box that has the most litter. And instead of, stepping forward and kicking her little feet pads and burying it, she takes one of her arms and goes,
oh, yeah. That's normal for cats.
She's like, I gotta get this shit hid. He can't know it's here. He'll pick me up and force me in here again.
That's normal for cats.
I had no fucking clue.
See, like, that's funny shit.
Funniest thing I've ever seen.
So, I had a cat. Her name was Miss Moo.
Oh, Miss
Moo. This little fucking tyrant.
She ran the house, didn't she?
She was a fucking tyrant. Bro, she never shat in the floor, but she knew to shit in the litter box. But this bitch.
Would shit beside it, wouldn't she?
No, this bitch. No matter what, she would hold her shit in until I had to shit. And then she would crawl her way under the door, go to the litter box, and make eye contact with me as she unleashes the 9th layer of hell in that litter box, and then proceed to... But it's not even just that. She would even get so bad as to...
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Dude, you ruined everything.
For 30 minutes! For 30 minutes she did this shit!
Killing me. Oh.
God damn it. In my anger, I lost the kickstand.
Oh, you laugh. You pounded it right off, didn't you?
For 30 minutes! And here's the thing. In that entire time, I don't know how she does this. This entire time, she never once broke eye contact with me. This shit was a challenge.
She would look at you as she was...
And she's fucking... I mean, she's practically taking both of her paws and like shoveling it onto it. She doesn't, because like cats will check and make sure that their shit is buried. It's a primal thing so that predators won't find their shit, so they don't know that they're there. No, not Miss Moo. Miss Moo decided to fucking take the entire litter box and put it on top of the shit. Uncovered this week old shit. Didn't matter. Let's cover up this fresh shit with the entire fucking litter box. There was so much litter just scattered around the box because she was just fucking... And never once broke eye contact. Never once. And I was like, are you fucking serious? I'm just trying to shit right now. And you were just staring me down while you're burying your shit. And I would accept the challenge. I would stare her back. I'd say, go ahead, bitch. Blink. I don't do that shit. And so I'd be staring her down while she's... And I was just like, go ahead. Fucking blink. I'll get off this toilet seat right now and beat the fuck out of you. I swear to fucking God. And she just goes... And then just leaves. Squeezes under the door.
Your mouth red? What's tongue red?
Yeah, it tends to happen whenever you're drinking red. Yeah.
You know, I had an allergic reaction to red dye when I was younger.
Huh.
Yeah, got like a pretty bad rash. Oh. Like all over.
Oh. At least it's not jock rash.
You know, now I think I'm starting to understand whenever people say, you guys are like all over the place.
Yeah, it really just goes everywhere.
Especially when we reunite after a long hiatus.
A long period of time.
Yeah, because speaking of Jock, I've told you my story about Jock Edge.
Yeah.
That's the...
I was with you for a portion of it. Eye contact.
You've never been closer until your eyes locked. Your fucking 4 knuckles deep into your grundle, just scratching. You know what I mean? Just being like, ugh.
And then you'll sniff. Make sure everything's kosher.
Gotta make sure that fromage is fucking on point.
Up
make
to
sure
code.
make sure the cheese is ready. I was wondering who was gonna break first in there.
It's that Famunda cheese.
Famunda.
Cheese from under these nuts.
Oh, did you hear about that new game coming out? Called Wrong Dog.
Rondon?
No, Wrong Dog.
Wrong dong?
Wrong Dog.
Wrong dong?
Wrong Dog.
Wrong dog.
Yeah, Wrong Dog.
I feel like there's a joke in this.
No.
What's it about?
What?
What's it about?
What?
Wrong dog.
What?
Wrong dog. What's What's the game about, Alex?
What do you mean?
I don't like you. I don't like you.
What are you typing in?
I don't like you.
Are you typing in what's wrong, dog? Because nothing's wrong with me. What about you,
I
homie?
fucking hate you. I knew you were going for that. I'm a gamer. I asked the actual question. I asked, what's it about? And you were like, shit, he's got me in a corner.
No, man, I almost had you. I almost had you. And I said, you know what? No, I'm not fishing anymore. And I reached my hand in and pulled it out. I didn't have you hook, line, and sinker. I had you knuckles.
Had you knuckles.
Had you knuckles. That's going to be a chewy vodka.
I think I'm about ready to try it.
Better finish your drink.
I'm trying. That Waffle House is not happy with me right now. Hey, first pee of the year.
First pee of the year. All right, and at approximately close to an hour and 40 minutes into the first episode of the year, oh fuck, Derek takes his first time out, and it looks like he's having a little trouble on the sidelines. He dropped something on the way back. But overall, I would say the game's going pretty good so far. We've covered all kinds of topics. We've covered everything plumb from reuniting after a while to sports. We talked a lot about sports there for a while, different sports. We talked about football, hockey, even airsoft. Even we went so far as to talk about bowling, which is barely a sport, you know. Shortly after that, we moved into the more virtual side of sports and started covering different things, you know, along the video game category, specifically For Honor, which I am a firm believer is very competitive, which quickly moved over into cats. Yeah, cats and their excrement burying techniques and traditions. So far, that's I'm pretty sure that's all we've covered here in the first. Well, as far as the time goes, I would say first 3 quarters. But, I mean, you know, Derek's really done good to hold out. I mean, the strategic timing of these timeouts is a wonderful thing. He always knows when and where to go. I will say he did kind of like fall behind there a little bit with the wrong dog gag, but, you know, I mean, that one gets everybody. You know, everybody wants to know what's wrong dog. So, and I believe we're going to, and the timeout has ended. We're gonna continue play. I talked like that the entire time you were gone.
Welcome to the cum zone.
We have fun in games. We have cum and lots of things and lots of things with names.
They got tentacles and never mind.
Wow.
They have tentacles and butt plugs.
I blew straight into that. You're gonna have so much fun with that. Yeah.
This is.
I've watched way too much. I've honestly watched way too much sports. I love that like sports announcer voice, because you could do anything with that. You can literally do anything. Like, I want to walk up next to people at the grocery store and be like, and we got a soft approach coming up here on the zucchini, and they picked the big one, you know.
They picked the big one, the lumpy one, the ripest one of the bunch. They're heading in for the checkout now. They gave them exact change. Will you need a paper bag? No, they brought their own. That right there is what we call efficiency, folks. That is reducing, reusing, recycling, and they're going, and they're giving them exact change. They got the receipt. They're heading to their car and go. They're going home.
We think. You never know where they're going. You don't know what they're going to do with that zucchini. They may not be able to do what they're doing with that zucchini at home.
It's going to turn into a pickle.
If that shit tastes sour to you, you might need to tell them to go to the doctor.
Anyway.
Down there fucking pickles.
Pickles.
This lady comes in. Are you almost ready, honey? And Derek comes out of the bathroom with a little bib that says, I like pickles.
I like pickles. Hello, I'm here for the pickles.
I'm gonna be pickled by the end of this shit. I've had 4 shots.
Well, I am going to give this a go.
I think we should give it a go.
I'm afraid if I drink anything else, I may yuck. And that's not even from the alcohol.
Sorry, buddy.
I just ate too much because I had... Oh,
here he goes signing again. Well, he doesn't know it's not real signing, but don't tell him. It'll hurt his feelings.
I had my first Whataburger experience.
Did you know that that's the only fast food chain that starts with the letter W?
Wendy's.
Wendy's
Shut
nuts
the
hit
fuck
your
up.
chin.
You!
I got it on record. Anyway, how was your Whataburger?
You go fuck yourself. That's what you do.
How was your Whataburger experience, buddy?
There was another one that starts with a W too. I used to know the counter to that.
It's which, because I fucked up my delivery the first time. Anyway,
which when I dragged these dust on your face.
How was your Whataburger experience?
Pretty okay.
Was it a good burger?
It was like 3 hours old and microwaved.
So what they should be called is, what is a burger? Like, what's a burger?
When was the burger?
How was the burger?
That's okay.
I've been beaten at my own game. It's that few hours old burger. How is Gamora? I hope she's doing well.
I'm sorry, little one.
Don't tell him what Thanos did.
I'm sorry, little one.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna give this a go before I fucking die here.
Do it. You know what? Pour some in mine too.
Pour me a drink, bartender.
Set me up one, bartender. In the words of that guy that was at the recording studio that one day, blue?
What?
Okay. So, when I was
a young boy, my father
took me into the city
to see a marching band
to record a church CD. I'm just kidding. It wasn't my father. It was a guy that I went to church with at the time. And I rode with him because the church I was with, the people who played music, there was a song leader and there was a guy we called Doc who played the bass. This guy's name, we called him Rusty. And the preacher and myself, I played mandolin, and they wanted me to put mandolin on this CD because I played mandolin for the church. I'd say I was like 10 or 11 or some shit like that. And I'd say probably 12. And I brought in a Mountain Dew Voltage because like it wasn't long after that flavor came out, and I was a crackhead for Mountain Dew Voltage.
Oh fuck yeah.
My mom still is. But I brought it in, and there was this guy who I was wondering what was wrong with him, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want to be rude. Now that I'm older and I look back through my reflective glasses, the guy had a stroke and half of his side didn't work anymore. Yeah. But he looked at my mouth. I was like, hey, is there a place, do you mind if I have is there a place I could put this? Because I don't want to, And he was like, he took my Mountain Dew and he looks at it and he looks at me. He looks at me and he goes, blue? And I'm like, yeah.
That is blue. Yeah.
And I was like, man, I really hope that you ain't the one that's mixing this. I didn't know, I had no idea what was wrong. I had no idea. But anyway, yeah. Blue?
Blue?
Dude was fucking awesome. He It was
You should have
really
been like,
nice.
good job, buddy.
No, I should not have.
You want a treat?
The dude, Jesus Christ. No.
He had a stroke. He wasn't anything worse for wear.
I know. I was saying, like, he,
Blue?
I didn't know what was wrong with him at the time, though. I was like, oh, brain ain't firing all cylinders.
Blue?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I don't think I am. Chris is going to laugh his ass off, and he's like one of the 3 people that listen to this, so we're cool.
Blue?
Watching like 50 years, people are going to be like, Alex Wilson's an asshole.
Alec Wilson said blue. That was really insensitive.
It was more of the all cylinders comment. But are you ready to try this shit, bro?
Kinda.
I've been holding this mana potion for so long.
Literally, it does look like a mana potion.
I thought you were about to sip that without toasting. Or cheers.
Give it a whiff.
Oh my god, that's candy. I feel like I should be going to play free pinball right now.
Yeah.
Because it's technically Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Testicle
Free
Tuesday.
pinball. Second one drink free.
Technically third for me, but we'll say second because it's a different drink. Yeah. That's a hit. Oh, that one's crawling. Oh, my chest. Oh, that one's crawling. I don't know what's in that, but it reduced the speed of that thing to like a quarter speed. Oh, it's in my chest. I'm a wuss. God. The taste is phenomenal, though. Oh, buddy, don't be sad.
That was an immediate nope from my body.
Really?
That was an immediate nope.
Oh, man. You are drinking your second bottle of vodka, right? Or are you just looking at it?
What do you mean?
Like, your other bottle, like, you're going to enjoy that in your spare time, right?
I'm not drinking that thing.
Okay. So you're making money off of it in like 30 years.
Maybe. But
Oh, dude, I feel so bad.
I mean it's still straight vodka.
I mean, I know, but like, I feel so bad, but like your body, because your body's like, no, I can't have that. And that's
I
the
can't
last
have
of
that
the
because
vodka you
it's-
can drink.
It's sugar blue raspberry infusion blend. Go fuck yourself. Holy shit.
Dude, but it's delicious.
It's good.
It's like, so the taste isn't the problem, it's the content.
It was the content. My body was immediately like, get this out right now. I'm fighting it right now.
Damn, bro. Makes me so sad. You got so much left in your fruit punch, too. Which, by the way, this mix is great with the fruit punch.
Very good.
Like, I couldn't taste the alcohol in it at all.
Some of you guys aren't going to be able to taste it, and that's too bad, too sad.
Oh, that's right. You know, oh, by the way, on Spotify, somebody from the UK found us.
Hi.
I mean, they're probably not listening now. But
Probably not.
they probably turned it on and was like, either, what the fuck is this? Or they were like, what the fuck is this shit?
What the fuck is?
I'll not have this.
I won't have this. Not on my fucking channel. Well, if they listen to us then, they don't anymore. Not after this episode.
Okay,
like,
so Chris and one other.
Chris and one other dude. Holy fuck. Whoa, that one was...
Special friend. Kind of like Ryan Reynolds there.
Little special friend.
That
That was rough.
Hey, this is really random, and I'm so sorry to ask you this. But you've not played the Dark Souls game, right?
No.
You've not played Dark Souls at all.
I've played a bit, like a minute amount. I've played it a few times thinking like, oh yeah, I can play it because it was for free.
So when are you going to come over so we can stream you playing Dark Souls? Because it needs to be within the next year.
I need to start being more open to spending the night. That's the big thing.
And if you get to where you're down to spend the night, dude, you know how I had the love seat before? I got more than that now. Got a futon. It sits right in front of the heater. Which can be a fan if you want it cold.
The only thing that I've constantly had is like the second that I get off work, I'm like, I need to go to bed. I'm done. But
well, for the next like 2 months, you can come to bed at my place.
That's what I'm saying. I need to get into. We've not been taking the gaming channel very seriously.
I know, and
that's mainly my fault.
No,
it is.
I could have listen. Don't beat yourself up because I could have easily YouTubed this shit, Googled this shit. I've had all the time in the world to do all the research in the world to learn on my own, which is what you've done.
But I still have unfinished content to edit.
And I do too. Dude, straight up, we've talked about this on the show before. I started, and then it would delete, and I would freak out, but I have it saved on my computer.
You just have to Control Z.
Undo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I get so nervous because like I'm afraid. And oh man,
we'll figure it out. It'll work in the end. But Alex.
Yeah, Derek.
I have a very important question to ask you to start off our year. Where does the Assassin's Creed Vodka Valhalla Edition,
one of 200,000 bottles right here,
number 634 of 2000, where does this sit on the clock for you?
Well, Derek, I gotta say that keeping pretty consistent, the Assassin's Creed line has a very distinct place on the clock so far. And today they've not showed up. They've not showed up to disappoint with you, Derek. The flavor was phenomenal, which is unusual for a vodka, especially for me because I struggle with vodkas. But the flavor was great. Like in the beginning, I was like, I want to say it's good, but I gave it the second shot, and it was good. It was very smooth. It went straight down, didn't give me no damage on the way down. I'm sure it did massive damage to my body, but like none that I could feel. It numbed me pretty good. I would say that considering the flavor, the smoothness, the lack of heat, and the strength being an 80 proof. I've had 80 proofs that set my asshole on fire before it even touches it, And I've got to say that I'm going to come in here today and Assassin's Creed Valhalla Vodka by Tennessee Legend. It's going to sit at a pretty high 5 o'clock.
Yes. But now,
Alex.
Alex.
Oh.
Where did our vodka blue raspberry... You want a second go?
I need another try.
Okay. I do not. Because that will make me sick to my... Okay, let's focus.
Alright, so the color we've got is pretty mana potion. We're gonna see if I learn to fly with this. Let's see here. I believe that I could cast a spell thus far, but I couldn't cast a second one. I don't have that many spell slots. Let's see if this one frees another one up.
that I'm cringing for you. My skin is crawling for you.
All right. Okay, so for the blue raspberry infused, it's a nice addition. It takes that like pretty good, flavor of vodka, because like I was expecting a vodka with the first one, which is why I gave it a 5, because I was expecting vodka. I got vodka with good flavor, which was a bonus in my book. With this, I expected a boost in flavor, and when we brought in that boost, I really got it. This boost in flavor did wonders. I still get the strength. The first time I drank it, it hugged all the way down. This time it did not. I feel like I got a better swig this time, because it felt like it did originally. AKA not at all. I didn't feel it at all when it went down. I swallowed and that was it. Like there was nothing else. It is very sweet. It tastes exactly like a blue raspberry candy. It smelled like a blue raspberry candy. It tastes like blue raspberry candy. It feels like a blue raspberry candy drink. Now, my tongue does feel a little like I have been drinking alcohol, which I wasn't getting originally from that. I mean, if I were drinking that straight, I would get it at some point. But from the 2 shots and then the 2 mixed drinks, I would be feeling this way anyway. But the blue raspberry infused vodka, I gotta say, is a 5 o'clock as well, because it met my expectations and then went just a little above. Because I expected the vodka itself to be good, because beforehand, the Assassin's Creed stuff in general that Tennessee Legend has thus released has been ballin'. The whiskey, amazing. Phenomenal flavor. Excellent smooth texture. It goes down like nobody's business, like goes down like butter. That's how this vodka goes down. So the vodka didn't disappoint, met the same standards as the whiskey, which was a 5 o'clock beforehand. And the flavor. See, I can't get over enough about the flavor. So that's why I gave the vodka itself a 5 o'clock, because the flavor was good for a vodka, which anybody who drinks vodka is like, this shit is bad.
Not
but
good.
It tastes like shit, but makes you feel like you can fly, which is why us Russians do. And then Russians sprout wings and fly. So there goes the other listener that we had.
Russians can fly, confirmed.
So now it's just Chris. So, but anyway, the blue raspberry met my flavor expectations the second time and kept the smoothness as it did with the first. So, I mean, and man, when I tell you that this blue raspberry flavor is unlike any other alcoholic blue raspberry I've had. We tried UV, which was like a lemonade, blue lemonade. Or blue, whatever it was. Blue raspberry. Sorry. Blue raspberry. This tastes more blue raspberry than UV. Okay.
I feel like it is a little concentrated.
It's also not let it sit that long. As long as I recommend. I feel like it would be more uniform. So the shot that you probably got was denser. So it probably had more of the flavoring in it. And also probably that's why it was harder on us, because what we had was denser. When you went to tilt the bottle up, the dents came down to the bottom into our shot glasses. And that's why my second shot was so smooth, is because it wasn't as dense with the flavoring. Which means the flavor will get weaker if you were to drink the rest of it right now, it would get weaker as you went. But anyway, that may have to do with mixing and the crystallization and all that shit. And I'm not a chemist, so don't fucking hate me.
Math.
But overall, I have to give the blue raspberry mixing with this a 5 o'clock. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do you one better. I'm also going to say that the mixed drink that we had was great. the vodka, see, when you use vodka in your mixed drink, the goal is to not taste your vodka, right? I did not taste my vodka at all in my fruit punch drinks. At all. So I kind of have to give it a high rating there. I did not taste it. If I ever got a hint, like I knew I was drinking alcohol at some points, but like that's just because like I was paying attention. You know? Yeah. If I were casually drinking it with somebody, being like, yeah, this is good. If I were wanting to drink a fruit punch drink, which is what I wanted to drink, that's what I would do. I feel like I could mix this with anything and it would be good. Because any other flavor will mask this, and I also think that's why that makes so well. Now, I know that I talked for so long about my rating, so Derek,
yeah,
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How big is your dick? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Where on your clock does Assassin's Creed Valhalla Edition vodka from Tennessee Legend lie on your clock?
Lie on your cock.
Clock. It's like clock, right?
I'll find out whenever I edit. But, so, I had massive amounts of anxiety about this drink. But how it was going to taste, how it was going to run for me, and how it was going to treat us.
Yeah.
Massive anxiety for weeks. Because I was like, I paid $120 for this. This could be terrible.
Especially being a vodka made in Tennessee.
But I was pleasantly surprised.
Which, the thing about it being a vodka made in Tennessee, you don't buy it because of the vodka made in Tennessee. You buy it because of what's on the bottle. But anyway, you were surprised.
Exactly. I was thoroughly surprised and pleased. The presentation of the bottle, beautiful. The fact that they made it in Tennessee, blended it all in Tennessee, beautiful. The taste, the way that it goes down, the way that it doesn't make you think that you're drinking straight up just a vodka that you just bought at a liquor store.
Yeah, you're not drinking rain.
It's so smooth. It was so phenomenal. And I am absolutely honored to not own one, but 2 bottles of this.
As you should feel honored.
Without a doubt. 5 o'clock. Out of 5 o'clock. On my clock. That guy right there. The easiest drink that we've ever had on the podcast that was a vodka. Barely any burn, if any, as it goes down. It crawled down minute to a degree. That's just because I only mentioned it because I focused on it and I knew like what was going on.
Yeah.
If you put this in front of me, I would not have known that it was a vodka.
I would have based on taste, but that's because vodka, like the flavor, when vodka has a flavor, it's unlike anything else.
Yeah. Vodka has a specific flavor.
It does. And generally it's not good, but unusually with this one it is. Like I was pleasantly surprised enough to have a second shot and not gag.
Yeah.
You know how hard that is? You've seen me take shots on the show. I don't take shots.
You don't do vodka.
I don't do vodka. I also don't generally do shots. Rarely have I taken a second shot straight of something, right? Now, when we used to record at my place, I used to drink shit straight whenever I would do the fucking after hours when I was slosh trying to play some sort of fucking video game. Playing For Honor, not getting past the tutorial. But, this drink, it is the most pleasant vodka that I have ever tasted in my life. And
worth the $120.
I've tasted a lot. I would definitely pay $120 for that. I would definitely pay $120 for that. And you know what? I might sip that on the rocks. I would have sipped that on the rocks. Oh my God, I would have got fucked up if I would have kept drinking it straight.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. And that would have been horrible. Because, by the way, vodka did creep up on me through the bushes. This time I was ready because I paced myself a whole lot better than I have in the past. This came up on me like one of the hidden ones. This one,
The hooded one.
hooded one. Sorry, this one came up on me like an assassin. But and straight
We
up,
work in the dark to serve the light.
holy fuck, that last shot is kicking.
Yeah. Hard.
Yeah. I'm actually going to pee real quick. If you want to fill this time, I have to hear your rating on the mixed drink. But if you want to
I'll
fill
cover
the
it
space for a minute,
while you urinate. So I'll be fair. Yeah. I'll give this a little swig. The smell is phenomenal. It is very raspberry heavy, but I don't know what it is about putting it in that makes it a little more rough. Putting it in that made it a tiny bit more rough on the way in and on the way down. Oh God. Ugh. It's not a bad taste. Now I need to pee. It's not a bad taste. But putting it in this, it brings forth the alcohol taste. In my personal opinion, it's not the worst drink in the world. I personally would not drink this straight. God. Drinking it straight is rough because it brings forth a heavy alcohol taste. Like, you know that the alcohol is there, compared to drinking it straight that you don't know that the alcohol is there. It's still rough, but it's not unbearable. I think it may just because I am dealing with the Waffle House on top of it. But my fucking God, dealing with that is difficult.
Dealing with that's difficult?
Yeah. So I would give that about a 3. I will put this in other drinks.
Oh, 100%. Like,
But drinking it straight, it is difficult for me to put away right now.
Did you give it another swig?
I gave it another
Did you give
swig.
it straight out of the bottle or did you pour it?
Straight out of the bottle.
There's your problem.
I don't think that's the problem.
I'm so surprised. Did you feel it going down?
Yes.
It's because of the Waffle House.
Probably. It may be, but just as it is now, I'm leaving it as a 3 just because it did not hit the marks that I wanted it to hit. All right.
Not that.
No, that's mine.
All right, then.
I will finish that.
I have to know if this creeps down. Because it has not crept down. It didn't creep down the last time.
It had a lot of bite on the head. It just had a lot of bite. And then it just felt like I was drinking a syrup more than I was drinking anything else. Did not hit home.
I mean, it does burn a little bit more in the back of the throat.
Yeah. Now, the mixed drink.
Yes.
Holy fuck. I could drink this on a regular basis. I would order this at the bar.
Oh, dude, fuck yeah, I'd order that at the bar. Are you kidding me?
If they had a fucking Valhalla edition vodka infused with some kind of fruit punch, absolutely not a problem. that bitch is gone.
If you ever find a Valhalla edition something at the bar, you better buy it, but you know you're going to be paying.
I'll be easily paying like $60 for a shot of that shit. Easily.
If I were a guy who drank at a bar to get drunk, 100%.
Oh yeah. This mixed drink.
Yes. Oh, I smacked my mic.
Easy 5 out of 5.
Oh, easy? No
it's
problem.
easy to go down. I would have finished this if it wasn't for the fucking Waffle House. I will be drinking this tonight. I will finish this. That is my promise to you and you. I'll have this by my bedside. I will finish this.
Derek and I are going to continue our personal.
But this right here, phenomenal. Now, Alex.
Yeah.
I have to ask.
Huh?
What are you wearing?
Well, considering as how I'm not feeling that 7th shot yet, so I can't count that one in. But the 6 shots that I am feeling in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I had the 6. Yeah. Derek.
Yeah.
I have to tell you. Is a peaceful day, and the sun is bathing me. Rays of heat. The air around me is cold, but the sun's like keeping me oddly warm. You know what I mean? Like where I feel like
the gust of wind cools you off enough, but then that sun comes in.
That sun
like,
reminds me
damn,
that like,
that's
hey, you know, like
warm.
it's warm in the sun, but like it's kind of cool outside of the sun. And I'm walking in a field of like kind of high grass and like really thick leaves though. And then I look down and I realize that it's not just grass, dude. This is flowers. Like walking in a field of lilies. Which is like odd. You know what I mean? Like these blooms are articulate and beautiful. And I'm like, wow. And while I'm looking down, I'm realizing that like I ain't wearing no damn socks, let alone shoes. You know, like wow, it's pretty cool. I'm kind of feeling the squish,
Squoosh.
hold.
As you talk about this, I will be able to hear you, but I have to fucking pee.
Okay. All right, everyone. Derek's using his 3rd time out of the episode. His 3rd, and by the looks of it, his final time out of the game. He's in there trying to do his business, and that's important stuff. I would continue my description, but I really feel like he should be here for it, and I know he said he could hear me, but with the fury that he's peeing with, I mean, the absolute force. He's putting that real gusta in it, you know. He's putting the mashugana in the pissana, if you know what I'm saying. He's putting the mashugana in the pissana in the toilet. And, yeah, he's really getting her going there. He's coming back out of the bathroom after promptly washing his hands, and seems like he's about to come and sit back down on the toilet. I mean, sit back down on the couch. You guys have got a sneak peek as to what's coming next to the final answer in my description of how I'm feeling. That is the weirdest sentence that I've ever said in my life. That is literally the weirdest sentence I've ever said in my life. And I said piss and shit and fucking cum in my dick hole. And that's not nearly as weird as I said. What?
That shit hurt my fucking ankle.
I'm sorry, buddy.
I wanted to go sit down and said I'm all awkward.
Oh, I thought you peed so hard you hurt your ankle.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I was saying, I realized I'm not wearing any socks or shoes, and I look down and I'm like, oh my God. And it's then that I noticed the cold of the earth, because it's like cold outside. I'm like, wow. But it's not like cold like, I don't like it. It's like cold like, ooh. Yeah, it's like a good cold. It's like a good cool. And while I'm walking amongst these lilies, like I'm realizing, oh my god, like this grass, it's brushing up against my shins. While I was looking down, I noticed I wasn't wearing no fucking pants neither. And the sun, I can feel the rays of heat and the rays of light kind of like on my chest and my stomach. I'm like, wow. I look down again. I'm like, oh my god, I see my titties in my belly. Wow. Not wearing a shirt neither. I feel something. I'm like, wow, that touched my left ball. My left ball. I was like, wait a minute. Look down again. There's no underwear. At some point along my journey, I have lost my underwear as well. That's not all. You thought I was going to say I'm zooted butt naked. No. I'm not zooted butt naked. As I walk, I stumble, and I realize that one of these lilies, it's like an alstroemeria, it's like a type of lily. And I realize that it's like wrapped around my fucking dick. Not the balls, just the shaft. And I'm like, whoa.
It's holding me hostage.
It's holding me hostage. I'm fucking this flower. Dude, I am thrashed. Sorry, I can't move my hips that much. I have to move my upper body to gesture to the audience. I am trash, ready to get bashed, brother. Because I feel like if I could probably handle a singular shot more, but if I had two or three shots more, I would be sick. One shot, I'm fine. 2, 3 shots, sick.
Yeah.
Now, Derek.
Yeah.
Now that you know how I'm feeling, I have to ask you, Mr. Man who now knows that multiple fast food chains start with the letter W, how are you feeling?
Well, son.
What are you wearing? Sorry, what are you wearing?
Allow me to paint you a picture.
Oh, please paint me a beautiful picture. I painted you one. Oh, the circulars. Oh.
I'm in the city.
In the city?
I'm in the city.
The city.
I'm strutting my stuff.
Strutting, hitting them with the fucking swagger.
Like with the Tobey Maguire fucking little dance.
The swagger like Tobey Maguire.
But see, I can feel the breeze on my chest. The women are gazing.
Oh my god, his chest, his nippies are out.
They're gazing. My nips are hard from the cool breeze. But I'm noticing a sound as I'm pelvic thrusting, as I'm making my way through this crowd. I can hear a distinct sound.
Oh my god, what's the sound?
Thunderclap. And my balls against my gooch.
His balls against his gooch.
As I'm clapping. My ladies and gentlemen, I'm running around zooted but naked, but I don't care. You're looking at a man who's trashed and ready to get bashed.
Oh my god, that's a dude. This is the first time we have both given the same number rating, the same time rating on the clock, and the same feel rating ever on the show.
Yes, that's because this motherfucker right here has been absolutely stellar the whole way through. It has guided us on a journey to bring us some of the best conversation points, even if they were a little off topic. They were some of the best conversation points to bring us, and especially with such an expensive drink, probably the most expensive that we brought on the podcast
thus far. Definitely.
This right here, worth every penny. If you can get your hands on this, get your hands on this. But
yeah, chances are you're gonna catch this shit secondhand, and you better catch it quick, because I don't care what they're selling it for. If you've got the money that you're willing to blow, buy this drink. It is phenomenal. You better get it. You better drink it. And I'm telling you right now, I don't have to say you better like it, because I know that you already will like it. It is a stellar vodka. The best vodka that I've ever tasted. I've only tasted a handful. Derek, I'm sure, has tasted more vodka than I have, and he gave it a 5 out of 5. It got him trash ready to get bashed. We have a lot left in the chamber that we could potentially drink between his mixed drink and the drink that we mixed earlier. Guys, I'm not kidding. I don't care what you have to spend. if it is something that you are willing to spend,
Buy it.
buy it. Do yourself a favor.
Buy
Get
it.
this drink.
Buy it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, non-binary pals, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Get on the Discord. Let us know what we're doing, how we're doing. Give us some drink ideas. That is what we're going to be starting here soon. Now, I will say, next week is going to be a little special as well.
Oh, yeah.
A conclusion to the saga of our drinks.
A very spectacular au revoir, if you will.
Yes, this right here is probably my favorite time in existence. I have only been alive for 25 years, but to be born in the time that I am, to be able to experience the whiskey and the vodka, and next week we'll be experiencing the third and final drink that they will be providing for us from the Tennessee legend. But you'll only get to find out how that is next week, whenever we guys gather around again, full of Waffle House from our girl Shannon.
That's right.
So make sure you guys tune in next week. We will catch you next week.